Welcome to Pause Talk. After an overwhelming response, today Pause Talk is going offline. Yes, we are going to welcome our guest in our studio today. Thank you so much everyone for such a wonderful response to our Pause Talk. We are now in our 5th episode, which is going to be offline. So amazing is this journey for all the women who has joined hands with Pause Talk to inspire so many other women who have taken a pause in their life. But Pause Talk is not about only a career pause. It is all about different kind of pauses in our life. The pause in your mindset, where you took yourself a little back and came out with a different mindset. Or probably it was your health condition which forced you to be changing your stage of life. So today I present with you Ajuli, who is from Hyderabad, from where we started off the Pause Talk. Ajuli is an avid writer, editor and a published author. Ajuli dons multiple hats. At present, she is working as assistant features editor in Deccan Chronicle. Ajuli also a part of humanistic initiatives. She is an active member of the NGO Invisible Scars that goes without saying gives voice to women having undergone abuse. She is also the state president of Mothers Army, an arm of All India's League. She is a mother of a 7-year-old angel and strives hard to inculcate good values in her child. So let us welcome Ajuli today. So here is Ajuli for our first offline Pause Talk. Welcome Ajuli.
Thank you so much, Monica ji. This is such a beautiful opportunity. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so delighted that we are going to have our first offline Pause Talk with Ajuli here. So Ajuli, please introduce yourself.
So I can say I'm a Jill of many traits. Don't know if I'm doing justice to them all. But to begin with, at the present I'm working as the assistant features editor in Deccan Chronicle. And it's a beautiful job. It is developing on my passion of writing. I have always been a writer. To go back my childhood years, when I was in school and was in grade 3, I was punished for writing a poem on my class teacher. Little did they know that this naughty little girl would grow up to become a writer. So that, I grew, I developed, and my career started with an English daily, Times of India, as an intern. And so my brother was here. I'm a small town girl. I come from Ranchi. So the only choice that I got is either with your parents in Ranchi or to your brother in Hyderabad. The choice was obvious, and luckily the internship was open for me. I came here, grabbed it, and then there was no looking back. So from Times of India, I grew, I went into Channel 6, another beautiful organization. And actually Channel 6 groomed me a lot. It taught me what to write and more importantly, what not to write. From there, I even got into Virtusa, an IT company. I was taking care of corporate communications there. I was the Corpcom manager and heading the Hyderabad Corpcom sector here. And Virtusa actually, developed my confidence. It helped me even groom people. So I was also helping a little bit into the recruitment bit. I would go to the campuses. It was funny, because if I recall, we were interviewing people who were elder to me, who were senior than me, and they used to think, "Ye bachchi kya karegi?"
Right.
But then, this bachchi grew up and she learned a lot. And here I am. So a beautiful journey, a very, very journey that has been inspiring. I've met so many people in this little journey of mine. Each one has inspired me. And recently I have my book published as well, and I would love to share this. And it's called Echoes, and it's a tribute to my dad. My dad was very fond of my writing, and it had been his dream to have a book published. So I know he's watching me from above, so this is a tribute to him. And what better tribute to give than with his wife, my mom. So this book is a compendium of poems. My mom has penned in Bengali, and I have penned in English, and yes, it's out. So that's me.
Wonderful. Absolutely amazing. A writer here who is such a beautiful daughter and who is able to give so much of respect and gratitude to the parents.
Thank you so
that's
much.
so lovely. So, Ajuli, now I will ask you, how did you start your career? You already told that you came here with your brother.
Yes.
But how did your profession start to mold you as a person?
So, in journalism, I'm sure all my journal friends out there will understand. So, we get to meet so many personalities, and it is actually up to us to absorb the best that we see. And I think that's what my profession did. I came in touch with so many inspiring women who are, full-time moms, yet they are women of substance. They have been inspiring me a lot, and my editor and my mentor, Ms. Vanaja Banagri.
Okay.
She is who's made me what I am today. I remember if you meet her, if any of you happen to meet her, she'll tell you, Ajuli used to cry like a drop of her pen lid. She used to tell me anything and I used to start crying. I used to be so scared of her. But that is what grew me. She used to tell me, this is good. Her way of grooming was beautiful. And, I owe it all to her. And if I do not talk about her, it is incomplete. And another person who I really want to owe my gratitude to, as you all know by now that I write well, I'm an avid reader too. And I love reading. I can read anything and everything. Very inspiring. So as I have gone on in life, I have encountered hardships, I've encountered successes. But somehow, I have realized that even if a hardship comes in life, it is to make you, not to break you. And I think that's how I've grown, and that's what I am today.
Oh, so wonderful, so wonderful. So here is Ajuli, who is reading and she's writing and she's living on books. That is how I can say she is living on books. So it is so inspiring to have such people around us who are really bringing those words live. Because today everything is on net, and those words I hardly become live because they are so digitally consumed that we are not able to live those words. But here is someone who is actually helping the readers, the way she writes, to really have everything so live. So thank you so much, Ajuli, for doing what you are doing. So as we continue further in our pause talk, important is to let us know that where is that kind of a pause which came about in Ajuli's life, which changed the course of her life. So pause talk is not about only career breaks. It is also about breaks probably in your life. It is also about your mindset which changes. Probably you felt in that one day that, okay, I feel so present in myself that now I want to be a different kind of a person. So Ajuli, I will now delve into this sphere of yours, that where is that pause which occurred in your life?
Thank you so much. And before I begin, I really, really want to appreciate this thing that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Pause is beautiful. I think pause is something that will inspire everyone. It's okay to have that little pause.
Yes.
But what is important is how you use this pause.
Absolutely.
And I really love what you're doing, and so without taking much of your time, let me delve into it. So yes, I did have my pause, and I still recall it was in 2019, and as you all know, like I shared, I'm an avid reader, I write, so it's everything to do with my brains and my eye. And all of a sudden, what changed my life completely was suddenly, I was, the letters seemed to be running. So when I was working on my laptop, I felt as if the letters were jumping. When I was reading a book, I couldn't see. It was completely hazy. Went to an eye specialist, he checked my eyesight and said the power is fine. So we came back, we thought maybe it could be some stress or over-exertion of the eyes. Give it a little rest, but it continued. To make matters worse, I started having night blindness. So in the middle of the night, when I was to go to the washroom, I used to bang against the washroom door or bang against the wardrobes. This was alarming. So again we went back to the eye specialist, and this time he literally did a thorough test. So I was there, I remember, for 6.5 hours. There was not even a bit of my eyesight that he didn't test.
Yeah.
But he said, no, nothing is wrong, there is nothing wrong at all. But then he said, but something tells me, I think you should go to a neurophysician. And he suggested a doctor. Went to the doctor the very next day. He made me walk, and I was wondering why he was making me walk. But I guess doctors have their own tricks to find out things.
Yes.
So he then asked me to go for an MRI. It's funny because at that time, as is the human side, we all said, MRI, money again. 8,000 lagenge. What is it?
Yeah,
He could just give me a few medicines and I would be fine. But then I'm grateful to him, Dr. Srinivas Deshmukh. I'm really grateful to you from Deccan Hospital, because he's the one who asked me to go for my MRI. We got an MRI done, and there was a tumor perched right on my pituitary, and it was in a very matured stage. And he then suggested me to go to Dr. Manas Panigrahi, who's a neurosurgeon in KIMS Hospital.
Yes.
I mean, if doctors could be described as gods, here's one of them. He saw me, he saw my MRI, and he said, we have to immediately go for a surgery. My mom's a doctor, and of course my life is incomplete without her. So without Mama, nothing could move. So there she was, she came, and I remember I was at KIMS waiting to meet Dr. Panigrahi, and Mom with her bag and baggage reached right there.
Right.
Because that's what moms are, no? Beautiful. I'm grateful. And she was right there, and we waited outside, we went in, and though she's a doctor, but when something happens to your daughter, I mean, you become a mother first and then a doctor. So she had tears in her eyes, but strange enough, I was not shaken. Only thing I was worried about, how will I eat those books? How will I do my work? Because life without books, I can't imagine.
Yes.
And that's what was worrying me. Nothing else. I didn't think anything. Yes, one little worry was my daughter was very small. And so, that was my worry. What if, this took long? Yes, I would emerge. I knew I would always be victorious. But then, it would take time. What would happen? That was the only worry. But then we did our tests, and I was low on cortisol. So I was put on steroids. And then went for a surgery. And on 17th of July 2019, I went for my surgery. And I had my surgery done. And then, in the night, actually, when I was in the ICU, all of a sudden my BP dropped. My pulse vanished, literally vanished. But I was in my senses completely. And I could hear the doctors on duty, the attendants, the nurses saying, no, she's sinking. And I was in my mind, I practice a philosophy, and I was chanting and, remembering the Almighty, because I knew this is what would save me and take me out from this.
Yes.
So deep in my mind, my prayers went, and somehow a miracle happened. I started muttering, why so low? So I was low on cortisol, but my brain was functioning. The tumor was out, so I get my brain was functioning again and functioning doubly now.
Yeah.
So I was muttering, and the doctor said, yeah, we've given her drips, we've given her cortisol, why is she saying again? So they just ignored. But then there was another doctor who came after a while, and he paused, and he stopped, and he asked me, yes, you're saying something? All I said was, why so? So he took my, my medical history.
Yeah.
Yes, and then he said, give her another dose. Because she's completely sinking, that is the only thing that will save her. He gave intravenous Visolone, and they fought for my life. I think around 5 a.m. I think it was, and I had all of them, surrounding me, and I had fought death. I was right there victorious, and it's a miracle, because in that situation, I remembered the medicine, and there was some mystical power that told me this is what you need.
Right.
And there I was, and I was out of it, and once the devil was out, it was all victory. So yes, this is the pause that I had, and because of this, I was not allowed to use my eyes for a while, because it was sitting on my optic nerve. So when they took out the tumor, the optic nerve tour with it. And unlike, stitching on when our clothes tear, we can't do that with our optic nerve. So at the moment I am 80% blind on my right eye and 30% blind on my left eye. In fact, I will say the other way around. I can see 20% on my right eye and 70% on my left eye. But I still think I'm blessed, and you all must be wondering, ye kaisi hai? So, but then let me tell you kaisi hai. That 20% is my central vision. That's all I need. So what if I had my 80% periphery? I wouldn't have been the assistant features editor of DC. I would have to be at home, drown in self-pity, and that's it. And that's not the Ajuli I am, or Ajuli you or anybody else knows.
Yes.
So yes, I'm blessed. That little pause I took, gave it a little break, but it was a beautiful pause for me, an eye-opener for me. Enlightening moments many a times, and I remember, in fact, I want to take this opportunity to thank you, Monica, because she used to send me audio files. She knew that I am crazy about reading. It's like my 3 doses of morning breakfast, dinner and lunch, and I was missing out on that. So she used to send me audio files so that I didn't miss out on my reading, and I am really grateful.
Yes.
And I'm glad I could say this here. And yes,
So wonderful, Ajuli. So this is the kind of pause which was not self-imposed, neither was it was forced. It was very, very circumstantial. Sometimes the pauses are not in our hands. It is just probably by destiny, but how we take that pause is in our hand. The choice is given. We can take that choice and then decide how we can live our life. Do you want to live your life regretting what happened, or do you want to start all over again and help and inspire so many people around there? What Ajuli has done, she took that as a learning for her life, to start to take care of herself, which she's not saying it all out here, but that is when she started to take care of herself more. She started to self-reflect on the causes which would have really made those stress, which led to all of this which happened to her. But yes, she was full of life then, and she's full of life once again. And now I will ask her that how post the pause her life changed, and what all happened that she is still, without even having those complete set of eyes. But I always say that Ajuli, you have a vision, even if you don't have the eyes, but you have a vision. So how, using her vision, she is able to live a life, a complete life, and how she is yet again in another journey to inspire so many women out there. And one is this episode that we are doing today to whoever will be listening this, to not self-pity, to just get up and start all over again. So Ajuli, please share how you have taken this as a new thing in your life.
okay, so when I was on the bed, because I was not allowed to read. What does a person do if they're not allowed to read? That's a big question. So that helped me to realize there are many other things you can do if you can't read. And thanks to the technology today, the audio files, there I could spend time with my family. When we are in the daily grind, this is something you miss out. I learned to value people. Honestly, it's not that I don't, but sometimes you need to specify it. Sometimes you need to tell it out. I actually want to spell it out in this episode here. Thank you to my husband. He gave me so much strength. He was with me all the time. He knew what I wanted without me spelling it out. He used to, just like Monica, they used to share the audio files. He used to tell me stories, knowing I'm missing binging on Netflix. So, these people know me so well, at times it's scary, So, yes, and so I that time realized, life is precious. And we don't know what comes tomorrow, because we are all here, like Monica Di said, for a mission. And there is a reason why we are all here. And when that reason is done with, we've fulfilled in our mission, then we go into a new life. So till we are here, till we are going ahead with our mission in this world, we should live each day as if it were the last. And that's what I realized. Tomorrow is around the corner. Tomorrow nobody has seen. Today is what makes you what you are.
Yes.
Today is precious. Live it. Laugh. That's the beauty of it all. I mean, my pain was there, because that time we didn't know what my eyesight would be, how much would I be able to see, would I ever be able to read again. But maybe somewhere my prayers, my chanting, my philosophy, the beautiful souls around me gave me the strength to bounce back. I realized I was so loved. We are so lucky. They say if you can count one friend on your fingertip, you're blessed. I mean, I don't know how many are there. I am super, super blessed. So if I'm super blessed, I mean, I need to value them as well. I need to live for them. And these thoughts came when I got that pause time. Because when we are every day from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, wherever we are working, we don't get that time. So I'm glad I got that pause time. Yes, we wouldn't want to get it in this way, but at times, life throws things at you. You just lose the balance. But what is important is how you bounce back.
Right.
And this pause helped me, taught me, and yes, I had a heart-to-heart talk with my soul. Like Monica Di just said, yes, I somehow realized, I was overexerting. Maybe I needed to give my body a little rest. It was my body's way of telling me, hey Ajuli, a little break now and then. So that's what I do now. So I work from home, and that's beautiful because that's what I wanted, because I need to give myself rest now and then so that this situation never comes again. And that's what pause taught me. That's what this situation taught me. And I'm grateful for my pause.
Yes.
It's made me what I am today. Confident, and I have a mission even stronger now. To let people around the world know suffering is there, but there is also happiness at the end of it.
Absolutely. So this is so wonderful, Ajuli, that you have become even more confident. And with confidence comes compassion. She has become more compassionate to so many people. That is how she's been attached now to so many humanistic initiatives which she is taking it forward, especially during COVID also. In spite of all whatever she was facing in her own personal life, she was there to help so many people around her. And that is how she became a COVID warrior. And today, here is Ajuli, who has a vision, who is able to bring out stories of a lot of women through her own writing, through her pen. Because you all know the pen is mightier than the sword. And that is what she is proving it now. That it is not about fighting the battles on the ground, but it is fighting the battles which is inside you. The battles inside you are more going to, they are going to really help you come and overcome all your negative points. But that is where you have to win first. Before you win outside, you have to win inside. And that is what she has done. She has beaten whatever came outside by becoming stronger inside. So here is Ajuli sharing with us the last tip, one sentence, one motivation thing for all the viewers who are watching this pause talk. Yes, Ajuli.
Live life to the fullest. We don't know what lies around the corner. What you have is now. Make now as beautiful as you can. And whatever comes your way, just face it with a smile. Success and victory will always be yours.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ajuli. It was lovely having you here on the Pause Talk. And viewers, living in the now is the message from Ajuli. And that is the message of mindfulness. That is the message of pause. When you take a pause, you are appreciating the moment which is in the now. So all the women out there, all the viewers who are watching this pause talk, if you have taken a pause and if you want to take a pause probably, still you can be guest here. I'm inviting you, especially now that we're offline, people, women in Hyderabad. If you can reach out to me, I will reach out back to you and you can be the next guest on the pause talk. So thank you so much for hearing us out. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.